Well, I think DA Alvin Bragg may have just picked the wrong guy. I mean, it's just backfiring all over the place. It's getting pretty bad at this point. What's going on, guys? We're live. I hope you guys are doing well today. It is May the 2nd. It is Thursday. All right, so the prosecutor's star witness, Michael Cohen, just made the biggest mistake in this whole hush money trial. And I guess it wouldn't probably have happened if this guy had a gag order, right? If Michael Cohen had a gag order instead of Donald Trump, this probably would never have even happened anyway. But much like this, much like what Judge Juan Merchan placed on Donald Trump in this hush money trial, Michael Cohen should have had a gag order. And, just to kind of get it out of the way, Judge Juan Merchan is fining Donald Trump $9,000 for violating the gag order that he placed on him, right? Now, supporters of Donald Trump, they're now saying that this is the justice system of New York, right? And some people are saying that the First Amendment does not even apply to the former president anymore at all. Like, this is just abuse and they don't even care. Meanwhile, there are those who say that this is extremely unfair, given that pretty much anyone else can attack Donald Trump as they please. And he's not allowed to defend himself because of the stupid gag order, right? Anyway, let's go ahead and focus on Michael Cohen here. And let's also focus on how he may have actually just sent this whole case against Donald Trump down the drain, right? Now, unlike Donald Trump, Cohen, he could say anything and everything that he wants about this case. He can comment on other people, including witnesses. Now, prosecutors should have probably told him that people still use TikTok here in our country because legal observers agree about one thing. His videos and fundraising efforts through the social media app, they may have torpedoed this case against Donald Trump. Now, before we go any further into this, all I ask is that you guys take 1 second, hit the like button for the video. I totally appreciate you guys. I see you guys already coming in. We got Ruggin62. What's going on? The Awakened. We've got Robert T. Downing, Eliza, Patrick Hartman, Eric Jordan. Awesome. Love to see you guys in here. Take a listen to this here.
So interesting here. You have Cohen talking about this case on TikTok while Trump is under a gag order, can't respond to him, can't respond to anybody. How concerning is that for the prosecution?
I would say the optics are not interesting. They're bad. They're really bad. Let me
That's a better adjective. Yeah.
He's the star witness of this case, which I've said before, I think is an arguably legally weak case. What is the defense going to say about Michael Cohen? That his whole livelihood is built upon criticizing Donald Trump, that he's built a financial livelihood, that he has a financial incentive to go after Donald Trump. That is a huge, huge hit to his credibility. And what is he doing right now? Going on TikTok and doubling down on that? You don't think half of these are going to come into evidence when his Donald Trump's team cross-examines Michael Cohen? The prosecutors must be sweating right now and panicking about this. By the way, Marky, this is why Michael Cohen was not the first witness in this case. No, we saw David Pecker. We know that Michael Cohen's banker is now going to be continuing his testimony today. Yep. They're having witnesses to build up his credibility so that when he finally gets on the stand, the jurors will believe what he has to say, because you don't want him as the first witness since he has all these issues of credibility. It's a disaster for him to do this.
Yeah, and speaking of the witnesses, I mean, taking it back to
Alvin Bragg is a disaster, guys. Comment down below if you think Alvin Bragg is a disaster. But anyway, so the problem here for the prosecution is that Cohen's credibility is built on sand, okay? I mean, it's almost impossible to build it up, especially when legal experts have already dubbed this guy as a liar, right? Then, of course, you got former assistant U.S. attorney, what's his name? Andrew McCarthy. He said that Cohen is a convicted perjurer and a fraudster whose current defense of his fraud convictions is that he wasn't telling the truth when he pled guilty. Delray Manis, thank you so much, my friend, for the $5 super chat this morning. God bless you. I really appreciate the love and support. So this is clearly posing a major threat to the prosecution. We're talking about DA Alvin Bragg. This is a major threat to DA Alvin Bragg. In fact, because if you look at it, even a federal judge said that Michael Cohen committed perjury under oath. This guy has no reputation, right? And so this is why so many people are saying, hey, DA Alvin Bragg literally built this case on a very unfirm foundation, not so firm foundation. Because I mean, like the guy, I think he went to jail for perjury, or at least one of the charges, right? Fed Up Patriot, thank you so much, my friend, for the $5 super chat. Ron, keep bringing the truth. We the people are kicking ass. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. God bless you. But yeah, so this was so dumb. This is probably one of Alvin Bragg's top 10 biggest fumbles, right? So when you get a judge calling your star witness, or when you have the judge calling out your star witness as having committed perjury under oath, that's not a good sign for your case. You're trying to take down Donald Trump, and your star witness is their credibility is literally destroyed by the judge who presides over it. Anyway, so Donald Trump called him a liar, and if the judges are calling him a liar too, then this really doesn't bode well for the prosecution. So this has led a lot of analysts to believe that this case is just it's on life support. It's on life support. Alvin Bragg needs to stop showing up for court, humiliating himself every single day with this weak stuff, right? Anyway, but taking into consideration what that we're pretty deep into the thick of things so far, but yet still somehow DA Bragg has yet to point to a specific victim. He has yet to call out a specific crime. It's an embarrassment, guys. It's an embarrassment. This is DEI. I mean, this is, I wonder what George Soros is thinking of all of this. Like, man, I should have picked some better guy. Anyway, so now Cohen he's pretty much gone on TikTok to talk about this case. And for those who may not be aware, TikTok has a gift system when it comes to live streams. And comment down below if you guys are familiar with the gift system on the live streams. A lot of people are making money on live streams right now, specifically on TikTok. And so, my bad. So anyway, there's a gift system when it comes to live streams. Now, this allows the viewers of the live stream to basically give gifts, donations to the user. And those gifts in turn can be turned into money. So McCarthy, he further added that having Cohen as a star witness was a huge mistake. He adds that they chose to build this case on a witness with a track record of bad conduct and deep bias. And of course, not surprisingly, he can't help himself but to continue to act in character. So what's really funny here is that, like, when you see these live streams, he's just trying to explain what supposedly transpired with Trump. And then he suddenly has like a mustache on his face. And then all of a sudden there's a heart on his head, right? I mean, this is what happens on the live streams. Anyway, so he also does the heart symbol a lot of times. Now, this guy is just a pure narcissist. Though, I mean, we've just seen the narcissism in this guy's character through and through, and this is a huge, massive problem for DA Alvin Bragg. Matter of fact, Michael Avenatti, the one-time most dangerous enemy of Donald Trump, believes that Cohen will sink Alvin Bragg's ship down to the bottom of the ocean. Now, this is coming from a guy who doesn't even like Donald Trump. And he's in agreement that this case is trash and that Cohen is the guy that's going to like literally tank this whole thing. Anyway, he said that Cohen is dumber than a box of rocks and that he's like reviewing the trial testimony in violation of the court's order. Unbelievable. Meanwhile, you got Judge Juan Merchan hitting Donald Trump with $9,000 fees for gag order violations, but you got Michael Cohen, in my opinion, arguably doing way worse offenses by effectively reviewing the trial testimony in violation of the court's order. So what's up with that, right? Anyway, we're adding to the fact that Cohen is not supposed to be hearing or learning of the testimony before he testifies. Massive violation. In fact, I mean, I'm pretty sure that, an appeals court would literally just have thrown the whole freaking case out for this in and of itself. The whole witness and like the whole case, the whole trial is now tainted because of this. And of course, the jury is hearing all of this. So you'd have to get rid of the whole jury. You got to get rid of this, You'd have to get rid of the witness. You'd literally have to just call it a mistrial, in my opinion. I mean, and we've seen this before, and this is more than likely what's going to happen. So how did he even gain access to it is the real question, right? Because this should not be readily available to the public. So now the question is, will Bragg be able to explain how Cohen got access to this, right? Now, is Bragg sharing stuff with the witness? Is Bragg also now basically breaking the justice system rules on top of this? Like, oh my God, Alvin Bragg, dude, just bail, hit the eject button, get out of the airplane. It's going down. It's bad because legal experts from all points of the country, they're now saying that Michael Cohen has definitely botched this case for Alvin Bragg. But now you got Michael Cohen. He must have picked up the phone when the prosecution team called, because he had like to backtrack on these live streams. So he had this to say about his short-lived 15 seconds on TikTok. He said that he's not the defendant in this criminal matter, and he's not the subject of Judge Merchan's gag order. Donald is. Now, where have I heard that before? He went on to say, nevertheless, I elected out of respect to the court and the prosecutors to cease commenting on Trump and this matter, which I have done. Well, I mean, you're already in trouble. I could see why you're backtracking and why you're, out of respect for the court. Man, bull. You wouldn't have done this if you didn't get caught. Anyway, so let's be real here. The only reason that Cohen stopped commenting on this case was because he was told to, and he got caught. So he's basically been profiting off of Donald Trump's name for so long now that it's just become a habit of his. And it's kind of hard to break habits. So Eric Jordan, my man, thank you so much for the $5 super chat this morning. This DA is one big dummy, epic failure. Donald Trump for the win. It's Trump 2024. American flags all over the place. Make America phenomenal again. Appreciate the love, my friend. I do appreciate the love. Yeah. So it seems to be part of the norm for Cohen, just the lies, right? And after saying that he's going to stop commenting on this case on ABC News, Cohen suddenly, miraculously, fired up the TikTok again and got straight back to his attack. So he slammed the news outlet for supposedly running a non-story and even called executives to step in. He called the executives to step in on this thing, right? The problem, though, according to analysts, is that this is a case against a person, not a crime. And the intent is to interfere in the 2024 presidential elections. And these people, they will go to great lengths just to do that, okay? Now, some people say that, people like Judge Juan Merchan, DA Alvin Bragg, and Fani Willis, let's not forget about Special Counsel Jack Smith, and even AG Attorney General Letitia James. They've all been blinded by their hatred for the former president. I mean, it's also why some believe that most, if not all of these cases will turn to nothing very, very soon. Because these cases, they all seem to have been born from spite, right? Letitia James, Alvin Bragg, they both campaigned on taking down Donald Trump. All of these cases are built off of spite, pure hatred for Donald Trump, for what Donald Trump stands for, and for what Donald Trump plans on doing for the American citizens come November. Now, with the main goal for these guys, their goal is to be in line with the Biden administration, to keep Donald Trump off the campaign trail and to keep him inside the courtrooms. But we all saw how well that's been working out for him, right? Now, this might not end well for President Joe Biden. Why? Well, we're already seeing him slip heavily in the polls. CNN, one of President Biden's biggest supporter from a mainstream news network standpoint, is calling out how badly Joe Biden is getting his butt kicked in the polls. Donald Trump is pulling on him. He's hitting that NOS button if any of you guys watch Fast and the Furious. So, it's going to be real hard for Biden to catch up at this point. And it looks like a lot of people, a lot of networks, they're kind of like realizing, hey, this is looking real bad. Like I said, You already had multiple international leaders reaching out to Donald Trump, trying to get into Donald Trump's good graces because they look at this presidential election for 2024 as, hey, there's a very good chance that Trump's going to win. So let's start opening up the lines of communication now before he becomes president. That way, it's a smooth transition and they're good. But what do y'all think about this, right? So this might not end well for President Biden because, again, we're seeing him slip in the polls, guys. Meanwhile, the guy that they have trapped in this freezing cold courtroom, he's getting more and more popular. But what do y'all think? Let me see what y'all saying in the comments. We got Jeff Poor. We got Diane Lockridge. Trump legal party complain that they can't take a sidebar because nobody. Man, these comments are flying in, guys. Oh my God. All right. Jeff Poor says nitrous oxide. Yes, got to hit that NOS. Oh man. Carol Rifle says, thank you for your time, bringing your thoughts on all of these issues. God bless you and keep on doing your thing. You're a blessing. Aw, thank you, love. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the super chats. We got Rick in the house. What's going on, Rick? So Rick says, as a Canadian, I'm loving American politics, the lies, the corruption, the excitement. That again, we have Trudeau, no better than Biden. Wow. But we gladly vote for Donald Trump 2024. Wow. Even Canada. Do Canadian votes count in our American elections? Serious question, because I mean, clearly our elections, we don't have a very high standard for who can vote. We can just let, absentee ballots come in for anyone who requests one in the state of Wisconsin. If you guys happen to catch that video, I'm actually going to do a deep dive on the massive breach of our election system and our ballot system out of Wisconsin, hopefully in the next, probably tomorrow, maybe the day after. I wanted to do it before the weekend because it is a big story that I want to cover with you guys. Make sure you have your notifications turned on. Make sure you click that notification bell icon because I don't want y'all to miss that one. That one's going to be big. As a matter of fact, I'm already calling it. That video will go viral, okay? You're not going to want to miss out on that one. But yeah, we got some craziness going on in our American voting system. You got I can't tell you how many posts I've seen on tweets on Twitter, aka X, showing these posters that are in like Mexico and other south of the southern United States border countries that are literally campaigning for Biden on these posters in different languages. So this is like almost like proof that they want illegal immigrants to come into the United States to vote for Joe Biden. Now, I'm not saying that that's the only reason why they're allowing this to take place, but it's very clear who these people will likely want to vote for. They're going to vote for the people. They're going to vote for the guy who's leaving the door open for them and sending out the invitations. So it's really wild what they're doing with our country. Is this America still? Is this really still America? I have a lot of friends that are not from America who have become American citizens or are actually working on becoming American citizens. And they explain to me how difficult it is to do it properly, to do it legally. And so I really feel for them. But when they tell me how pissed off they are about how so many people are basically coming in illegally, skipping the line, they're like more pissed off than Americans are. Imagine standing in line. If you've ever been to Disney World or something like that, you know how long those lines are, right? You wait in line for like an hour, maybe 3 hours for some ride that's going to take less than 60 seconds to be done, right? And can you imagine like seeing people just skipping the line who didn't pay for the fast pass, right? They're just skipping the line, hopping on for free, and they didn't have to wait the 3 hours that you waited, right? Like, this is how people are feeling. They're like, yo, I filled out all this paperwork. I had to learn about the country. I had to learn the language. I had to do this. I had to do that. I have a friend whose wife is trying to become an American citizen. She He hasn't seen her in like a year and a half because he can't get her into the country. So it's like I just have a lot of friends that are dealing with this stuff. They're trying to do it legally. They're trying to become American citizens legally, and it's like they're getting screwed. Meanwhile, we got people coming in illegally, getting free health care, getting free. I don't know if they're getting Social Security, but they're getting free 4-star, 5-star hotels, $10,000 cards, prepaid debit cards. If you go to New York, say hello to Eric Adams and Kathy Hochul. They'll hook you up with a $10,000 debit card. Now some of the things I'm saying right now are exaggerations, but some of them are not, and it's really happening. You got DA Alvin Bragg. He's going to downgrade all the felonies. Well, maybe not all of them. He's downgrading a lot of felonies to misdemeanors, which is doing nothing more than sending invitations of encouragement. Hey, all these crimes that we used to process as felonies, you can go ahead and commit those now, because we're just going to hit you with a misdemeanor, and we'll probably not even charge you any bail to get out of jail. So you can just kind of keep doing it over and over and over with no consequence. And people are wondering why women are getting punched in the face or pushed on the train tracks in the New York City subway system, because there's no consequence. There's no consequence. Dawn Williams, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Appreciate your love. God bless you. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Anyway, I don't want to keep ranting on, but it's just absolutely wild. We got Catalia in the house. What's going on, Catalia? I appreciate you. And I do appreciate everyone for being here. You guys are absolutely phenomenal, right? We got Lane Berry. Everyone in here, I got a question for you guys. Where are you watching from? It's what? It's 1:50. I don't know what time it is for you guys where you're at. It's 1:20 p.m. right now. Are you guys at home? You guys at work? Where y'all watching at? Dina Meg says Ray in the house. We got Cleveland, Ohio in here. I already know we got Canada in the house. I saw Canada earlier. We got John Gardner from Arkansas. Okay, I didn't know you were from Arkansas, John. John's always here. John Gardner. We got in Doug from Wyoming. We got Ron Vance. Good name, sir. Good name. From California. I am retired. I feel you. Awesome. Another Canadian, Roland Hollick from Alberta, Canada. We got Samuel Yo from Florida. Man, we got folks all over the place. And I normally see at least a few people. I did see 2 Canadians, but I normally see a lot more international folks in here, because everyone's watching this show, this soap opera. It's like Days of Our Lives or some reality TV show gone wrong. I mean, it's just crazy. But let Donald Trump go and let Donald Trump win this 2024 election. You want to see a show? Oh, we gonna see a show. Eric Jordan, Pasadena, California. We got Bo George, Illinois. Sun out after rain this morning. Isn't that beautiful? When it rains, it really makes you appreciate the sun and the blue sky after it. It's nothing like it, man. I appreciate you letting me know on that quick weather update. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off. I appreciate the love. Appreciate y'all rocking with me today, and I'm gonna catch y'all on. Oh, and make sure y'all check out my recent video on what's going on in New York City right now. Alvin Bragg, check it out right after this video, right after this live ends. Check it out. Alvin Bragg is letting crime just go crazy in New York City, and it looks like he's doing it on purpose. Check that video out right after this one, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Take care.